Good morning, everybody. So the mission today is I'm heading up to a spot that I've been scouting for the last couple of months. And what I really want to do is figure out where the animals are moving on that mountain, figure out their behavior. I know that there's deer, like sambar and fallow on there, maybe goats and pigs. So I've teamed up with GardePro. This is their X60 Pro Max trail camera that has a cellular connection, so I can monitor it all from home, which is pretty cool. And they also have some solar panels as well that I've been given, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to put some of these on the mountain. I'm going to go up and try and find some key points of entry and exit on the mountain so we can figure out their movements. I'll take the rifle as well because maybe we'll get lucky and get a shot. But should be a good day. It's super late in the day, so we're kind of missed the golden hour, but the kids are about to go to school and I'm about to go have some fun. So let's get packed up and head out. Quick tip as well, always make sure that your ammo is in a locked separate compartment when you're transporting firearms in Victoria. I've actually got my bolt in here as well as the magazine, so, and the ammo, all of it, and then it's the rifles in here. Got a bit of a drive, so we'll start heading out. Don't forget my backpack. Okay, so we are here. Now, I don't want to spend heaps of time in the car. I actually want to spend most of it on foot. What I'm really interested in finding out is information about how the animals are moving, particularly the deer, from one side of the ridge up and over to the other side. So we're going to take cross sections of that ridge line to figure out those various movements, because I want to know direction, I want to know time, I want to know temperature, I want to know sex, I want to know all of that. So we'll find some saddles and some kind of key points where they might be cutting through up and over. There's also a watering hole right at the top on the ridge that I'll put a camera on there too. So we'll just go find a nice little spot and start walking. Again, I've got the rifle because who knows what's going to happen. This might turn into a full-on hunting video, I don't know. So I've ditched the car. I'm just going to have a quick little look in this gully down here. Can't help myself, it just looks too good. I don't think I'll put a camera down here. It's on the wrong part of the mountain, but it just looks too good not to have a look. So I've got the rifle, the tripod, and we'll just have a little walk. Okay, there's nothing in there, so we'll get back in the car, go to the first spot. It's a warm day too. I'm not used to this, I might get burnt. It's been really cold recently, a lot of rain, so it's nice to have a nice day where the sun's actually shining. The animals will more than likely be in the shade on a day like today too, so we'll keep our eyes open for the shade. We're at our first destination where I want to put a camera. We're on the west side of the mountain. So what I'm going to try and do is set up the 3 cameras that I have. One on the west side, one right on top of the ridge, and one on the east side. And I'm going to put it in those major transition points. So essentially saddles or well-used game trails. The one in the middle is going to be the watering hole. And then this one is where I'm thinking, potentially, in my mind, what they're using to transition off the mountain into the fringe country in the evenings. I don't know if that's true. We're going to find out. So I've got them all in here. We're going to go find a really nice, well-used game trail, and then we're going to put it there. That's the plan. And we're going to do the rifle, just in case. Let's go. Oh man, when it's spring, these
natural herbs just like pop. They smell so good. I love it. Natural thymes. Rosemary. Okay, so you can see here, there's a bit of a spur heading in that direction. We're going to follow that spur and find a really nice point where they either transition across the spur or up the spur to the top of the ridge. I think this is a good spot. Let me explain to you why. So we're on a major game trail. You can see those bushes there, how they're split down the centre. It's a really definitive trail that heads all the way down this spine of this spur. So we're going to get activity that comes up it and down it with the setting sun and the rising sun. I also like it because from this vantage point here, we can see a lot of that spur. So we can see it where it kind of goes into a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a saddle there in between, and then it rises again. So we might catch a little bit of activity as they come up that spur potentially, or up that saddle. So we get kind of directions in, north, south, east, west. So that's quite good as well. I also like it because it's quite open. This is a good tree. It's probably a good 5 meters off the game trail. And the reason why I like it is because it essentially is blocked by another large tree here. So anyone who's hunting and walking in this direction won't see it. And again, we're on public land, so people steal cameras, unfortunately. It's terrible, but people do. So I want to try and avoid that. It doesn't matter if they steal these cameras anyway, because I can track them and find them. In fact, I've actually written a little note inside of these trail cameras saying that I can track these cameras. There's no point stealing them. They also have passwords on them too, so they can't even access anything inside the camera. It has internal memory, so there's no SD card to pull out. So it's actually a bit of a, it's not theft-proof, but essentially there's no reason to steal it because you can't actually do anything with it. But we'll do our best to protect it anyway from that. And we're actually kind of looking down across, so we don't get any traction and movement up here and down here. So it's perfect. So we'll set it up here. Just be mindful as well when you are setting up trail cameras, avoid putting them too close to leaves, especially leaves that are hanging down in front of it, because it can trigger your camera depending on how sensitive it is. So we're just going to set it here, facing this way, and that will be our west side of the mountain spur camera. The way that I've set up these cameras is that they trigger after 30 seconds of activity. Motion detection, they don't do a time lapse, although you can set that up, just a regular time. I've got them running 24 hours, 7 days a week, and we'll put up a solar panel too, recording video and photo. And the reason why I've gone video and photo is if I was just leaving it out here and it wasn't a cellular camera, I'd just probably capture video. But because I'm using the cellular function and I want to save with bandwidth, I'd probably prefer to see a picture first, and then if there's something good in that picture, then I can watch the video that's associated with that picture. So it's going to save bandwidth, it's going to save download time, going to save preview time, all that kind of thing. Excuse me while I put my password in. I like to tidy up my straps too, just because they're less obvious if they're not blowing in the breeze. It's done. Let's hike back up the ridge, get to the top and put the second one near the watering hole. So the water hole's over here. The reason why I like this water hole for a camera is obviously it's a water source and everything needs to drink. I don't think that there's that many water sources on top of this mountain. I could be wrong, there could be heaps, but as far as I've scanned, there's only a few, so I want to try and get eyeballs on as many of them as possible. This one's probably the most important because it's right on top of that ridge. And what I'm hoping to see is deer moving from the west in the morning, or from here up the top in the middle at the night, drinking from this water source, and then going over and walking to the east side of the mountain where they'll pick up the morning sun. And I'd love to track the same deer from all 3 cameras. If I could do that, that'd be awesome. That'd be harder to do, obviously, with the hinds and the does, but a bit easier with the stags. So hopefully this is a really good spot. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's a nice water source. In fact, right where I'm standing, you can see that game trail. I'm pretty sure it curls around and then pops into that water source. I made a tidy little job of that one, didn't I? That looks quite good. Okay, for this last spot, I'm on the rifle again because it's a really nice spot and there might be something in there. I was less inclined to think there'd be something down by the watering hole, but this one's actually a really good spot. We take it really slow. And maybe we'll see something. If not, we'll set up this camera and we'll sit one of these spots and wait till the late afternoon. I mean, look at that. How nice is that look? Bit of sun, lots of feed, protection from the wind. I mean, I'd sit in here all day. This deer. Oh, I just got over the... It just went over that rise. That was a fallow. Oh my gosh. Oh. Right in the spot where I said they would be. I feel like I literally just said that was a beautiful spot. She was a common colour too, so she would have stuck out. That kind of beautiful, light browny red colour. Oh man. Oh well, okay. So what that tells me is that this game trail I'm on right now is perfect because she probably would have used this game trail to come up over and get into that spot there. So I need to find a spot now on one of these trees. I mean, put a camera where you see a deer, right? That's probably a good idea. All right, I'll pick one of these trees and we'll put it up. I just knew there'd be one in there. I just knew it. So I've got a bit of time left. We'll put that last camera up. That's 3 down now. And I'm just going to pop off the end of this ridge here, just sit here and spend the rest of the day just glassing and watching, see if anything comes up the trail on this side particularly, maybe even do some calls. But yeah, the next step in the process will be sitting at home and waiting for my first notification to see, which is pretty exciting.
Okay, so it's been 5 days since I put those trail cameras up, and for the last 4 days, all I've seen are wallabies and kangaroos, basically. Most of them on that east side of the mountain, a few of them up there on the watering hole, and then on the west side as well. But most of it's concentrated on that east side, which makes sense. That's the side where the sun comes up, that gets the most heat during the day. Again, not surprising, but I hadn't seen any pigs, goats, or deer, which is disappointing. That is until today. So this video popped up on my feed today. You can see here, it's very, very, very cheeky, but you can see a couple of deer, maybe 2 deer, right on the edge there. I'll highlight it so that you can see it, kind of skirting across. This is on the east side of the mountain. This is at 5 minutes to 11 o'clock. So that's very late in the day for deer to be moving, considering that they're crepuscular, meaning they're most active kind of in the twilight hours of the day. But what's really interesting is that 15 minutes later, that same group makes an appearance at the watering hole, which is really cool, a bit after 11 o'clock. And you can see the group here. There's 5 of them there. There's a mixture of, there's a few bucks there that have velvet that are just growing their nubs. Most of them are does, but there's a good mix of colors as well. We've got common there. We've got black there. We've got a Mennel one at the back. Very, very cool. So starting to get some deer on the camera, which is fantastic, which is what I want. And very, very cool as well to see them transitioning from one section to the other. Makes me happy that, first of all, the cameras are working and doing what they're supposed to do, but also I've placed them in good spots that made sense as in terms of the deer's travel. Now, I didn't see them on the west side. I haven't really seen much on that west side, so I might even move that camera, but my thought now is probably just leave those cameras for about 6 months or so I can collect some real data, because, you know, 1 week isn't long enough. There's obviously not a lot of deer on this mountain. I'm not even sure if there are any goats or pigs on the mountain, but 6 months should give us some data that we can actually start to work with. So yeah, pretty cool. Very, very cool. I'm enjoying every day refreshing my phone to see what images pop up, what videos pop up. It's a pretty cool little, it's like my social media hit. These are my trail cameras. Anyway, if you want to learn more about GardePro trail cameras or the X60 specifically, let me know in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Again, I've only been using them for about a week, so my knowledge is limited, but I'll do my best to answer them if I can. Otherwise, I will give you some more updates on this trail camera footage and what I find in another video sometime in the future. See ya.